The elves march to war, but they don't march alone. They have promised the tribes of Dunland immense wealth this day if they are victorious. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish, and welcome back to some more Total War Rise of Mordor. We are diving back in with another 1v1, and as I said, we have the Elves and Landris over on the left flank. Supporting them are the men of Dunland, or the tribesmen of Dunland. However, they are fairly heavily equipped from their allies in Isengard, so today they are not rocking any measly weaponry. And over on the other side, we have the forces of Rohan bringing that immense cavalry to bear this day. Obviously also repping some infantry, and we have some of the garrison of Helm's Deep supporting them with that missile force. And obviously we can see over in the distance right there, the soldiers of the Golden Hall, their elite spearmen ready to hold the line against any foe. And supporting them, we have the tribesmen and the clans of Harad. Because I say that because they also have a bunch of Black Numenorians heavily equipped and ready for battle this day. So as you can see, we are on the amazing map right here. You see this map played a lot because it's just a really balanced 1v1. There's some hills in the center. There's this little village right here which can be, you know, trespassed through or can be moved through. You can easily get infantry across here to obviously support lines and help out on the other side. So ideally, you really want to try and engage the battle here so that your ally can make their way through these little avenues and help support on either side. It's a great way to outflank. This battle, I think, is going to be very interesting because we have a very kind of like shock infantry focus in the elves, and we also have a lot of kind of, I guess, more staying power right here in the fact of Dunland. Dunland also don't have the worst cavalry. Even these champion reavers are actually okay. They're not the best in the world, but they'll do okay. And obviously Rohan have that elite cavalry, investing in some of the elite knights. These aren't the Knights of the Mark, but they're still just actually these are the Knights of the Mark. Knights of the Honor House, yeah. So these are actually the top tier ones. I thought Knights of a Mark were the strongest, but these also look extremely deadly, so maybe these are the highest tiers. Yeah, these are elite heavy shot cavalry, so maybe they're on the same sort of level. But yeah, investing heavily in that cavalry. We also have King Theoden right there leading the soldiers to battle against Dunland. And you can see his back of his head right there, looking very beautiful. And this battle is actually already going to kick off with some archer fire from the garrison of the Hornburg. But as I was saying, it was really interesting to see, because if these Blood Reavers for Dunland to get in on the Rohan infantry, they are mincemeat. But if that cavalry can get some good strikes on them, and they can obviously win against the cavalry on this left flank, that gives them a good advantage. Whereas on the other side, it's going to be really interesting to see how Harad deal with the strength of the elves. The elves have just amazing heavy infantry. Basically, all they're equipped with is heavy two-handed swords. They kind of need a few more units in their roster. But yeah, their main force, they don't really have any shielded infantry whatsoever in the current build. So that infantry packs a punch, and if the archers can get on it, then it's pretty deadly. But obviously the Noldrin archers are very scary as well, so an interesting matchup. Also, it doesn't seem, there's some Mumikil back here as well, but yeah, it doesn't really seem like Harad have gone heavy on cavalry, whereas the elves have 3 units, which could be quite scary. Right now, Rohan are pushing forward in the center of the battlefield. Missile fire going back and forth between the two sides. And they need to be kind of careful, because they are getting kind of far away from the Haradrim. Again, if the elves are playing this clever, like, they could throw the unit of cavalry right here and immediately get in the back. Because as I said, you can move directly through this pass. You can move directly through this one. I think you can get around here as well. So if the elves are paying attention, they could quite happily get a unit there. And you can just see as well, Rohan kind of going with this side squadron of spearmen and axemen. This is kind of a good play. Obviously, you leave yourself vulnerable to getting enveloped in the center. But you have these 2 units of very heavy spearmen who can support this cavalry fight almost immediately when this happens. Even if the Blood Reavers come in and start hammering you, you obviously then also have your axemen, and you can kind of keep them at bay a little bit. Doesn't look like Rohan is just going for blood, though, and they are charging out. Something you don't really generally see all too often is Rohan looking to get into the melee engagement, just because of how strong a lot of the other factions are. Rohan isn't exactly a pushover, but they're no Gondor. They're no like Isengard. Their infantry aren't going to be winning any prizes. It's really up to their cavalry to deal with the killing blow. And there you go. I mean, it's kind of surprising how much they've just engaged here. Like, so aggressive as the archers continue to go back and forth. And here we go. The cavalry as well, now engaging, smashing into the Blood Reavers. And immediately you see these axes moving in. So right now, I think what needs to happen, yeah, this is such a good play by Rohan. That they're throwing in their axes, basically just to stop this shock infantry from getting into this fight. Whilst the spearmen come in, you got Theoden coming in as well. This is really nice play from Rohan, being super aggressive. They realize they need to win this left-hand side, otherwise all things are lost. Unfortunately, it seems like these axemen got a little bit caught out on there, and there you go, the Dunland Chosen moving up, throwing their axes, but really they just need to kind of pin them in place and avoid them from getting on the cavalry, because yeah, the Knights of the House of Eorling will win this fight. They just need time, and they just need these axes not to get involved. And unfortunately, the axes do manage to make it in. So it's going to be kind of deadly. Shock infantry do a very good job at killing mounted cavalry whilst they're locked into melee combat. So unfortunately, the full play didn't work. But even still, the axes coming in was a nice little play. And Theoden is moving over as more cavalry are fighting. And as we can see on the left-hand side, neither side is committing to this. They're both just kind of sitting back and waiting to see what happens. We do also have some of the... actually, we have a unit of Noldorin swords making their way over, fighting against the men of Rohan. So a nice little allied play right here. However, they are quite they're quite out in the open, and you can see the garrisons of the Hornburg, their marchers hammering in on the side of the Elves. Yeah, lots of arrow fire coming in, really trying to pin them down in place. I also take this moment as the two sides get closer and closer to let you guys know that the Rise of Mordor team over on their Discord channel and over on their YouTube channel have been showing a bunch of campaign stuff. So if you guys are excited to see how the campaign map is developing, especially now that they have the new system in, where if you guys don't know, in custom battles in Total War Attila, whenever you click anywhere on the Europe map, you get a battle map that looks very much like the place you're fighting. If you click somewhere in Italy, you get somewhere in Italy. And we've actually gone ahead and developed a system where it's that, but for Middle-earth, which is super, super dope. I can't wait to see it. So if you fight somewhere in Mordor, it's going to look like you're fighting somewhere in Mordor. Kind of almost like the battle terrain system in Total War. In Total War Bannerlords, in Bannerlords. Which again is super, super awesome. So as you can see over on this right-hand side, we see the forces now moving in. I can't imagine that the Haradrim win this fight. They've also engaged right here as well. Lots of cavalry. We've got camel riders from Harad. They obviously get the bonus against horses. And I love the curved blades on these warriors. But they are obviously, completely open here for the archers. And again, just charge them, Black Numenorians. Oh my god, they could rip through them like butter. Shock infantry on the charge against cavalry get just trampled, and it's a real shame they didn't just charge them. At the moment, the cavalry is being hammered. Really nice placement here from the archers, just kind of set up so the cavalry can't hit anything, and they are decimating the Noldorin swords. Really good use of the cavalry. Over on the center, as you guys can see, the Rohirrim are breaking on the front lines. We knew they wouldn't last forever, and it's really up to the cavalry over on this side winning. But even still, it doesn't look like the Dunland cavalry have broken. The Blood Reavers have really helped turn the tide. And even with the spearmen in, we are seeing the cavalry being sent packing. I mean, I guess the Blood Avengers, 200 kills on this unit. Obviously, they ripped through the axemen as well as the infantry. They're actually able to win that engagement. Is deadly. Another cavalry charge coming in right here, really looking to smash down these Blood Avengers. But they've already paid for themselves. A nice little charge there against Shock Infantry. Another charge over here, ripping through this Dunland Swordman unit. Really smashing it down. But yeah, Rohan are not looking healthy. The extra reinforcements obviously helped from that unit of Noldorin swords up to 180 kills. But overall, it's going to be a deadly, deadly fight. And it's just not looking good for the forces of the Haradrim. The Haradrim now getting spanked by the elite Elven infantry. Engaging them in the front lines was very, very risky. And yeah, that's going to be a scary battle indeed. However, there is still 10 minutes left on this fight, so the forces aren't over yet. And they're still going in looking for as much blood as possible. Obviously, winning the cavalry fight is also pretty important. And there is also this unit of Baby Mimikil back here that has been completely forgotten about for some reason. I don't really know why this unit has been forgotten about, but that's unfortunate. That is an expensive unit to leave back there. It could have really done some good damage because, again, it's not like the Elves obviously have the archers to deal with it, but besides that, they don't really have like any elite spearmen they can bring in to bring down the elephants, and I think they would have ripped through the Shock Infantry very, very nicely. So unfortunate there, they couldn't be as effective as they wanted to. And now Dunland are marching up, clearing the ranks of Rohan as they make their last stand as effectively as possible. The guards of the Hornburg being thrown into battle bit by bit. We have the cavalry now surrounded. 6 or 7 dudes taking him down. And I don't think there is much hope for the realm of men this day. 233 kills on these Blood Avengers. That is filthy. Able to really make their money back. And that's always one of the scary things when you take an expensive shock infantry unit like this. Is like, can you get the money back? Can you get the kills? Because normally they're the focus point of all missile fire. The cavalry charge them constantly. This day they have been able to do so. And yeah, look at that. Just right good charge off into the guards of the Golden Hall. With that spear defense, able to cut them down. The Elves obviously still have some forces left, but yeah, it's just kind of... Sorry, the Haradrim only have a couple forces left, but it's not looking good. The Archers have been just hammering away, and now they can really start to focus down the Noldrin swords. That's why I kind of think they should have just skirmished with the Elves. That might sound like a bad idea, like, why are you skirmishing with the Elves? You've got, like, heavy spearmen, which can tank the arrow fire, and the Elves do blow their load fairly quickly. Just like me on a Sunday morning, the Elves do kind of run out of ammunition fairly quickly. They do the damage, but if they're just firing into like shield wall spearmen, then there's nothing really to worry about. Whereas your archers are hitting their unshielded infantry. So like sometimes it is actually a good idea to try and skirmish with them. Also, considering the Elves had that cavalry advantage, you don't really want to overcommit and take on their battle lines. But Rohan were losing on their flanks, so the Harad had to do something. And now we just have these last couple elite units. I mean, again, this unit of Black Numenorians is going to go down without a fight. But still, going to struggle. And here we go. The elephants now finally coming in. I think this unit of elephants will do an amazing job, even though they're being hammered by elven archers. I think the elephants will start earning money if the arrow fire can't do the problem. So if the elven archer fire can't, like, rack up the kills. But the elephants do have some decent, I mean, like, decent shielded thing. You can just see that man getting absolutely lobbed away. Brutal stuff. And engaging in, I mean, they've already up to, what, 64 kills? Yeah, the elephants are doing crazy stuff. And look at that, a big break over here. Okay, this battle isn't over. Right away, a massive break here as the Black Numenorians hold the line, 69 kills. Nice. And the rest of the elves, you know, there is a lot of unshielded infantry. And we have a unit of Serpent Guard making their way in. This is elite shock infantry, and we're about to rip through this unit of elves who are charging in, hoping for a better morning, but that morning is not going to come. A very nice charge right there, but also that's a lot of infantry still left remaining. But balance of power is still so even with only 300 men left. Do these elephants really count for so much? I mean, no, surely not. I'm starting to think that maybe there is a chance. Like, the elves are very close to mass routing. This unit of heavy shock infantry isn't going to be breaking anytime soon. The elephants are ripping through once again. Oh my god, is there a chance? I mean, there's no way these elephants clutch it out, right? They need a cavalry charge here immediately. They need this cavalry to come in, because the elephants stuck in with a cavalry charge would break the elves right here. Somehow, this unit of elite infantry are holding against the elves. They're running out of numbers, but they are holding the line. The elephants, the cavalry now charging in. I'm not sure what the better play is, to just try and break out some of the men of Dunland, or really try and cause a mass rout here. I think causing a mass rout here in the elves is probably a good idea, because you can always take out a lot of the Dunland infantry. And yeah, there just isn't really anything that's... I mean, the shock infantry will tear the elephants apart if they don't get charged. If they get charged, though, that's risky. And I think we're about to see... I mean, balance of power is now in favor of the attackers. No way is this going to happen. The elephants are breaking the elves. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, they are gone. They've only lost, what, like, one elephant right now? They need to be careful with a friendly missile fire, but 200 kills. I mean, I don't really know how you deal with this now. I guess for Blood Avengers, they have some axes left, but again, their morale. Look at the morale on these units. The cavalry constantly harassing. They need to be like a big blob where they can try and pin down. Like, these elephants are going to win this charge off against the Blood Avengers. Obviously, they get the axe off. Did they get the axe early off? They did just. It's going to do some damage and did kill an elephant. But ripping through, and again, oh, more elephants going down. Yeah, the shock infantry is just so deadly. Maybe actually avoiding them would have been a good idea, because now these elephants are pinned down. the Blood Avengers will be doing some decent damage against them, getting some strikes in. So maybe using that cavalry to focus them down like the Blood Avengers, and then using the elephants to kill everything else would have been a good idea. But also that morale is not looking good at all. And I think the elephants also just fired off a fire arrow volley. Oh my god, you need the cavalry here. Also, what the hell is this cavalry doing? You need all the cavalry here. And what the hell is this cavalry doing? Oh my god, get the cavalry in. Get these archers in. Come on. Oh my god, I think there's just not enough support here for the baby Mumikil to win this. If they had any form, if they had the archers pinning units in place, if they had this cavalry countercharging, we could have saw something beautiful, but I think that is going to be all she wrote. This battle for the elephants being pinned down. This battle could have been won though. The morale for Dunland is so bad. I mean, they still might win just by the sheer, like, the hammer and anvils of the cavalry. Could be enough. Literally, all that needs to happen is they just need this cavalry to engage them and then rear charging. They win still. But because this unit of, this is what, Serpent Archers? Not great, but not bad. Yeah, pretty much all they need to do is just engage them and rear charge, and they probably still win this. They're going to try and take a hill advantage, not a bad idea. Charging downhill probably pretty much breaks these guys. Yeah, a nice little charge off. It probably does a good job at breaking them, but you really just need to like engage the line with your archers and then counter charge, and you probably end up winning. The shielded infantry going to hold the line as well. Yeah, I mean, not a good play here. Yeah, you kind of needed, like, if this has happened with the elephants and everybody was clumped up, there was nothing you could have done, and there you go, they break. Man, what a crazy battle. I thought for a moment victory was at hand, but it was not to be. Definitely could have won, but unfortunately the elephants got left alone and cut down. As I said, I think if they managed to surround them, they could have brought that one back, which is pretty crazy considering, yeah, look how like poor a lot of the rest of the units did. With Rohan as well, their infantry just got minced. Cavalry did good, but yeah, really taken down a notch. Over on the other side, the Elven, their infantry doing amazing, along with the Dunland, and again, their front line just able to rack up a lot of kills. So if you guys enjoyed this battle, make sure you drop a like and a comment down below. I am constantly looking for more Rise of Mordor battles, so if you have any, you're playing over on their Discord, make sure to go send them out to me over on my Discord, or just put me in the Rise of Mordor replay section, and I'll kind of scan that and see if there are any good ones, and I'll see you guys in the next one.